Well, the operations by the French army in Burkina Faso came to an end at the expiry of a 4-week deadline set by authorities in Ouagadougou. Burkina Faso's Prime Minister Apollinaire Guillaume de Tambela has since declared Russia to be what he termed a reasonable choice of new partner in the fight against terrorism. CGTN's Daniel Arab Moy reports.
Burkina Faso recently announced the end of its military cooperation with French special forces. Signed in 2018, the cooperation agreement allowed French troops into the country to counter Islamic State and Al-Qaeda-linked militants. France's exit is partly linked to perceptions that Paris has not done enough to counter terrorism in the country. According to analysts, new partners like Russia are providing assistance to West African countries without strings attached.
I think these inadequate results in countering terror and this growing sentiment of protecting colonial interests while the humanitarian crisis worsens, I think we're going to see a lot more movement of the physical presence of the West moving out, and which allows other actors like Russia to come in, and we are going to see a bit of a power struggle, I think, in the region.
But there are growing fears that France's withdrawal could threaten the stability of the entire region. Burkina's transitional government has, however, made it clear that its own troops will defend the country against its insurgents. Analysts say that Sahel countries must work towards strengthening their own security as opposed to leaning on Western allies.
Sahel countries and all other African countries should work more on strengthening their national capacities, one, and then strengthening regional cooperation mechanisms through the regional economic communities and the African Union. That is the solution, the long-term solution, not the partners that will come to substitute themselves to yourself. It is not sustainable, it's not reliable, it's not realistic.
Burkina Faso is the second country in the Sahel to end military cooperation with France. Last year, Mali ended a decade-long military cooperation with France and European allies. Bamako has since turned to Russia, which has pledged military support to Mali as its presence in Africa gains momentum. Daniel Arab Moy, CGTN, Nairobi, Kenya.